My sign's over there. I'm not going to stand up and get it. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Today is Monday, March 4th, 2019. My name's Jeremy. This is my first cup of coffee. Yeah, I keep the sign like out of the way of the coffee table because I don't want to get stuff on it. And then I forget to get it because when I do this show, I'm not awake. And so that's a challenge. Morning, everybody. It's Monday. It's snowing. It's light out. That's going to change soon. Hooray for daylight savings time. I had a great weekend. Hope you had a great weekend. Spent a lot of time with friends. Went for a hike. Went for a walk. Went to the gym. Went to the gym. Cooked some food. It was a nice weekend. Did a little bit of work, not a lot. Yeah, looking forward to a good week. So it's Monday, which means new podcast episode is out. And I didn't grab the side, but I did double check who it was. I don't usually do that. Today is with Sensei Victor DeSimone, who's got some really interesting stories. And his kind of origin story is a little bit different than most. So check that out. You can find it here on YouTube, or you can find it in your podcast feed, or at whistlekickmartialartsradio.com. Now on Friday, I set out to record a Q&A episode. And so I went live on our Facebook page, facebook.com/whistlekick. And I said, hey, everybody, give me some questions for this Q&A. Now, something weird happened with the live feed. I don't know what it was, but I wasn't getting anyone's questions coming in. So for 3 or 4 minutes, I sat there kind of complaining nicely, saying, why is no one sending me questions? There are people watching. Well, there were like 20-something questions that rolled in. Way more than I needed. I didn't see any of them. And I didn't see any of them until after I recorded the episode with sort of made-up questions, admittedly made-up questions that I chose to answer. But when someone tagged me and said, hey, there are plenty of questions here, I went, oh. So I will save some of those for a future Q&A episode, but I'll bring some of them here onto First Cup. And the one that I'm going to answer right now, somebody wrote in and asked, why do I train in different styles? Why did I not simply stay with my original style? And so to let people know, I grew up in kind of a hybrid karate school. We had an Ishinryu instructor and a Kyokushin instructor who also had some Goju background. And the main reason that I stopped training there is because I went to college. I grew up in Maine. I went to college in Massachusetts. And while I did go back during breaks, for personal reasons, I did not spend a lot of time in Maine once I had the option to not spend breaks and summers and whatever in Maine. Which meant I was looking for other schools. I was looking for other places to train. Because as much as I love training on my own, I don't motivate well for that. And I don't think I'm alone. I think most of us do better when someone tells us, hey, here's what we're doing today. Kind of guides us in our martial arts training. Ooh. As an aside, we are working right now on a project that will help you get more out of your training on your own by telling you what to do. Not ready to tell you what that is yet. Hopefully we'll have that ready in the next couple weeks. So I was hours away and just didn't have the option to train with my original instructors. That was late 90s, early 2000s. And, I when I opened my own school after college, even though I had trained with 3 other schools, kind of 3 other martial arts systems, 2 of the 3 were similar enough that they had some influence on me. But the forms that I taught, the method of learning I taught was very much based in what I had started with. I kind of loosely used the name. But yeah, that's my why. That's why I didn't keep training in that original school, because I couldn't. But now, here we are many years later, and I've reconnected with those instructors, and I do get the opportunity to train with them. Trained with them, I think, 4 or 5 times last summer through the fall, and they spend the winters in Florida. Um, and when they come back, I'll train with them some more. So, today, let's talk about today. Today, there's a bunch of stuff on the calendar, but I got a lot of email I could dig through. Like, there's a lot of email. I think when we look at email falls into one of two categories, right? It's either I need to look at this real quick, maybe acknowledge it, I guess delete it, archive it, whatever. And then there's email that says, hey, here's a thing you have to do. I've got a lot of thing I have to do emails. It's going to take a little while. And because of some of the things going on with my day, I can't go hide somewhere and get that work done. So I'm going to be working from the house, from Whistlekick headquarters. Yeah. Things just keep plugging along. It's a really interesting place to be in this business, in that there are certainly challenges, and some of them are very big. But for the most part, things are going well, and we're doing things right. It's fun watching the momentum of certain things, like certain products, as they build momentum. Like right now, the big product that's building momentum are the Olympic style, the WT, Taekwondo, hand and foot protectors. We're selling some on whistlekick.com, but we're selling a lot for some reason on amazon.com. Martial Journal is killing it right now. And I want to give a shout out to Scott, Jared, and Rob. Let's see, should I say those in alphabetical order? Jared, Rob, and Scott. There we go. That way I'm not favoring anyone. You guys are killing it. We've got a new logo that's rolling out. Tons of content coming out. If you haven't checked out Martial Journal, you really need to. It's some great stuff, a lot of fun. And this is Nunchuck Month. So there's a bunch of content coming out related to nunchaku. Nunchucks. Those are the two permissible names for that tool. They are not numchucks or nunchucks. Ugh. And then, first cup. Oh yeah, thanks, Scott. So Scott is one of the people who consistently watches this show, and I appreciate his support and his friendship. And Scott just commented to remind me, March Madness. So here's this thing that we're doing, and this post, it's live now, right? No, I don't think that post is live yet. He'll confirm for me in a second. Within a couple hours at least. Okay, it goes live at 8:30. So here's what we're doing. And starting with 8:30 Eastern, you can check this out at martialjournal.com. You'll see a post, or you can find it at the Martial Journal Facebook page. Here's what we're doing. Once and for all, we are going to settle the question of which is the greatest martial arts movie of all time. And here's how we're going to do that. First, we're going to get everybody to give us their nominations. It's going to be a huge list of all the best martial arts movies. That's step one. Step two, we're going to set up a poll where people can vote for them. And you're going to get to pick the top 16. Not everybody will vote for 16, but that's okay. It gives people an opportunity to vote for a bunch of them. And then from there, we will take the top 16 votes. And they will be seated much like they would be in a bracketed tournament like NCAA March Madness. And then from there, we'll have all the matchups, and someone will write an article for each matchup, going over things that maybe you didn't know about the two movies. I don't think too many of the movies are going to relate to each other, but just giving you some behind the scenes. And then you will have a chance to vote on which one is the better movie. Now, most of those matchups, it's going to be obvious. But as we get deeper in, because the winner moves on, like in a bracketed single elimination competition, we're going to see some arguing. We're going to see some debate on these subjects. And I'm looking forward to that. And then, of course, the movie that comes through undefeated, we can say is the greatest martial arts movie of all time. I'm not having fun with it yet because we just started, but I'm looking forward to having a lot of fun with it. So that's what's going on. My advice to you today, it's Monday. Try to have fun. If you can't tell, I'm in a little bit better mood than I normally am, and it's because there's some fun stuff coming this week. And probably because I remembered to write down the question and check who the podcast episode was today. I thank you for watching or listening, if you're listening. If you are listening, remember we do these shows every weekday morning, live, 6:30 a.m. Eastern on YouTube. And of course, you can find this feed all over the place. So, Stacy writes in, martial arts movie madness sounds like fun, and it will be fun. Yes. So, I hope you have a wonderful day. I will see you back here tomorrow. I'm going to go finish my coffee.